So we started the challenge with a bit of a splash, which was me going headfirst into the River Stort, even though my brilliant trainer Simon had told me to hold on tight. I was holding on tight and I felt the boat going and then I overcorrected. So that was not quite how I wanted the challenge to start, but everyone found it very funny.
Welcome to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Jim Tatchell. Jim, great to have you on the show.
Hi, James. Lovely to be here.
Why are you looking so exhausted and red in the face, as you might say?
Well, thank you for noticing, but I don't actually normally look quite this dishevelled, but I've just done day 2 of my 1 mile 12 ways challenge, which I'm doing together with 2 of my neighbours, Emma and Michelle, through the month of February. So the second day, as in today, has been to skip for a mile around the area of the Herts and Essex school, which drew some hilarity and quizzical faces from schoolgirls making their way back to school after their PE lesson as they saw 3 crazy people skipping down the road past their school. So that's what I've been doing today, and it's all for the 1 mile 12 ways charity challenge for Helping Hearts.
So the reason for this, Helping Hearts supports 12 children's charities across Hertfordshire. And so because of that, we're doing a mile a day in different ways?
The days are not consecutive. So throughout the month of February, they're dotted around. So the first mile we completed, I wouldn't say smoothly, but completed in a kayak, or in my case, not in a kayak all of the time. So we started the challenge with a bit of a splash, which was me going headfirst into the River Stort, even though my brilliant trainer Simon had told me to hold on tight. I was holding on tight and I felt the boat going and then I overcorrected. So that was not quite how I wanted the challenge to start, but everyone found it very funny. Well, all apart from obviously one that was underwater who was finding it kind of bubbly. But I came back above water, survived, shook myself off, jumped back in the kayak, and then canoed all the way down from the Bishop Stortford Canoe Club to Pig Lane and back, which was about 1.5 miles, so well over our mile distance that we were targeting, and with great concentration managed not to fall in again. So very pleased to have achieved that. So now we've done 2 out of the 12 challenges now for Helping Hearts, and the 12 is really helpful because you can divide 12s up really nicely. It could be 1 mile for 12 people. It could be, I like the idea of 12 cakes, but apparently that's not allowed. So we're doing lots of different ways of getting to the number 12 and getting more and more people involved as far as we can.
What else have you got planned?
So, yeah, some of the other things, let me just think. Together with my helpers, with Emma and Michelle that I've mentioned, we're going to tie our legs together. Not all of our legs together because we just fall flat on our faces, but it's a bit like a 3-legged race, but with 3 people. So it will be a 4-legged race for our mile that we've let round. Goodness knows what the Herts and Essex girls will make of that. So we're doing that. I've also got in mind to hop for a mile, but because I somehow managed to sprain my ankle on Saturday coming back from Bishop Stortford's fantastic victory against Sale on Saturday from the rugby club, I slipped on a bit of mud and my ankle is quite sprained. So I think hopping might just have to wait. I suppose I could use the other leg, but anyway, we'll figure something out. But that's one of the next ones. I'm going to cycle 12 miles with Cycle Stortford, who are a fantastic cycle campaign group based in the town who are looking to change Bishop Stortford from being the town that cycling forgot into a comfortable and safe place for cycling. So Cycle Stortford are a great bunch of people. So I think I'll probably do 12 miles on the bike because 1 mile's a bit easy. And then next week, we're going to Paragon Fitness to visit my friend Robbie Linsell, who set up Paragon getting on for 15 years ago, I think. And we're going to do a mile on a rower. And this time I definitely won't fall in because it will be in the gym. And I might actually do a mile on the bike and a mile on the skier, just if I feel up to it. So we'll see that. I want to include the rugby club to do a mile passing a rugby ball, but So far, the reception has been a little bit lukewarm, but I'm working on them. They'll be fine. And so that's another one. And I need to rope in the hockey club because I want to do a mile dribbling a hockey ball as well. I did have a brilliant amount of fun last year playing for Bishop Stortford's 7th team, which has since been decided that they should roll the 7s and the 6s together. And the level's a bit high for me, to be honest. The 6s and 7s, which is more of a description of our style of play rather than the name of the team, are hopefully going to join me in doing a mile with the hockey club. What else are we doing? Football team that won at the Bishop Stortford Indies Awards this last weekend have expressed an interest to my co-trustee at Helping Hearts, to Richard Gilks, who does fantastic work with Helping Hearts as well as at his company, Sort Group. But he was approached by a football team, or approached them. I can't remember which way around it was, but hopefully we can do a mile of football. I'm not going to do
Unathletic Stortford.
That's it, Unathletico. That's them. So now it's going out live in the real world. They've got to do it. So no going back now. So there we are. Sorry about that. And I want to do a mile bouncing a tennis ball as well. I'm not going to do keepy uppies with the football, but because obviously I can't do a metre, let alone a mile. So a tennis ball I'm aiming to do with a tennis racket, keeping the ball up in the air and doing probably our mile circuit around here again. And again, apologies in advance to any Herts and Essex girls who get hit by tennis balls or anything else. So hopefully they'll enjoy seeing us go around and doing all of the 12 things. And then the final one, which is a really lovely idea that Michelle had, was to do a mile litter pick for the last one. So again, I need to get we've got some litter pickers from some of the neighbours have got litter pickers, but also I'd quite like to involve the marvellous group Tubs, Tidy Up Bishop Stortford, and their fantastic founder, Mr. Ian Hudson, who is also a mate of mine. So Ian, if you're watching, step this way. So that's aiming for towards the end of February, when we've done all the other crazy stuff. We're going to do a litter pick round the same route that we've got, which is a mile just round past the Herts and Essex School, around Warwick Road and that area. So that's the plan for the last hurrah, if you like.
Today's podcast is brought to you by a great local business helping people take back their time in Bishop Stortford. If your weekends are getting swallowed by cleaning instead of time with your family, I get it. As a dad of 2 young boys, I know how fast those moments can go, and I've been let down by cleaners before. That's why I use Time For You Cleaning. They're reliable, friendly, and give you one less thing to worry about. If you want your time back, head to timeforyou.cleaning and let them know the podcast sent you. Get back your precious time and support local. Right, back to the show.
Fantastic. And this is all for the benefit of Helping Hearts. Can you, for anybody out there that doesn't know who Helping Hearts are,
Yes.
what are they and what do they do in Hertfordshire?
So Helping Hearts is actually always evolving, and for a charity, it's really important not to just sit on your laurels and to just say, well, we've raised £1 million, aren't we great? Although we have raised £1 million and we are great. But moving on from that, it's important to keep moving. And so our COO, Josh, has got some amazing ideas about how we can take Helping Hearts on, and we will become more involved in the events, putting on events across the county which support our 12 fantastic child welfare charities. So we work in collaboration. We're a bit like a sort of umbrella organisation, if you like. So we work collaboratively with 12 child welfare charities, and those charities, local ones that you'll know very well, are Grove Cottage, Space, which is based just down the road in Stansted Abbots. They work with autistic, neurodiverse children. We work with Hearts Mind Network, who have a hub in Bishop Stortford as well. So anyone that's suffering with issues that Mind need to help with, there's help and support for you right across the county. We work with Watford Mencat. We work with Hearts Young Homeless. We work with Home Start Hearts, which goes without saying. And we've got a couple of new join us this year in HABS and Youth Talk. Youth Talk is a charity that gives young people, our young adults, somewhere to go when they need to speak. So it's just so important that people are there providing that safety net, along with slightly more specialist partners such as GRIT, which is based in Hitchin, which stands for Growing Resilience in Teens. And they do that through boxing training, which I also did, but thankfully I was going into pads rather than being a target. Hence, we're all still here. So those are the sort of charities that Helping Hearts works with. And what we found was that before we came on the scene 4 or 5 years ago, each of the charities was brilliant at working in their vertical. They're very good at what they do, but there wasn't really an overview. You think of something like Children in Need, it's along those lines, but with a little bit more of a, how can we encourage these charities to collaborate? How can we pool our social media strength together to make something that's greater than the sum of each constituent part? And that's what Helping Hearts does. The charities love working together. They love sharing ideas. They love sharing events, because there are events that we can put on with 12 charities that one sometimes small charity just would not be able to do themselves. So coming up this year, what have we got? There's a Founders Challenge, which involves my co-founder Gordon and me walking from one side of Hertfordshire to the other. That's a 7-day challenge and will be over 100 miles, which doesn't sound that much because Hertfordshire's not that hilly, but there are hills, I can tell you that for sure. And it gets a bit relentless when you're doing day in, day out. So it's still quite a tough thing to do, but we're inviting corporates to get involved with that, to meet and greet the charities, to network, to get together, to find out more about what's going on right the way across the counties. It would be coast to coast if Hertfordshire had coasts, but you know what I mean. It's right the way from Tring in the far west to Bishop Stortford here in what is the far east of Hertfordshire.
It's such a great charity in itself, but it's doing, the idea of it, bringing people together, bringing different charities together. The phrase that comes to mind with me is a rising tide raises all boats. So rather than people thinking, oh, should I support this charity or the other charity, it's, bringing everyone along and supporting the charities that do such good work in Hertfordshire.
Absolutely. But the thing about that is that people find it really hard to make a decision about which one of those charities to support. And it's really tough unless you're going to divide up and go and support a little bit here and a little bit there, and it gets a bit messy. It's so much more powerful to support Helping Hearts, which then distributes the incomings that we have across all of those 12 charities. So if a donation to Helping Hearts gets right the way across the whole county, supporting children right the way across Hertfordshire, anyone that needs it from birth to young adulthood, and that's a really powerful message. So absolutely 100% agree with you there.
And if people want to support what you're doing in February, your 12 miles,
yes,
what's the best way for people to
there is
and support you?
Yeah, brilliant. There is a website, helpinghearts.com, and you can look on there at the events and you can see the February challenge, and you can click through the February challenge and find me on there. Also, I'm on social media, so if you look me up on Facebook, you'll see me on Facebook, you'll see me on Instagram, you'll see me on LinkedIn. Please feel free to have a look on there, Jim Tatchell, and you should be able to find videos and photos of all the challenges on there of me in various stages of plopping in the River Stort and elsewhere. So hopefully that's a bit of fun for everyone.
Excellent. We'll definitely put links to that in the show notes, and I'll share it as well on the Facebook page as you go through and you put up different updates there, Jim. It'd be great to see the image of you before every one of these events and after every one of these events. I think that before and after will be something.
I didn't realise I'd be quite this exhausted.
The algorithm will really like.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
It really will. Fantastic. That's great. While you're here, Jim, are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions?
Absolutely. Yes, please.
This episode is supported by a proper local clinic just outside of Bishop Stortford. Most people don't wake up planning to see a chiropractor. It's the stiff neck that won't ease, the bad back that's killing your sleep, or that pain that suddenly makes work and family life harder. Takeley Chiropractic help people get out of pain and, even more importantly, stay out of pain. They don't rush you. They take time to understand you and make you feel better. They want to understand what you want to get back to doing, whether that's work, sport, or just spending time with your family. They're a local team, highly qualified, and recently they won an award for outstanding patient care. Have a look at takeleychiropractic.co.uk and see what they're all about.
Excellent. These are 3 super fast questions that we ask every guest that come on the Bishop Stortford Community podcast. First question. If you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say and who needs to hear it the most?
It's probably life is better with cake. I'm driven to quite a lot of extreme lengths by the promise of cake. And Gordon, again, my co-founder, will know that he can make me walk around the whole county of Hertfordshire if he promises me cake at the end of it. And so life is better with cake. And the people that need to hear that is predominantly, some people are a bit negative about our town occasionally on social media. And it can feel, if you look at some Facebook groups, that there's a lot of negativity out there. And actually enjoy some fantastic Stortford cake, because there's lots of places to get cake in Stortford, which is one of the best things about the town. You can eat your way around from top to bottom, from north to south, east to west of our town. And you will always feel happier with cake.
I seem to remember years ago that there was a good pub crawl that you could do through Stortford. And I imagine now most of us would probably prefer to a cake crawl.
Yes and no, although there are 12 pubs that I counted up in central Bishop Stortford. So maybe next year's 12 challenge, we shall see.
The rugby club would be definitely interested in doing that with you, Jim, I'm sure. Some terrible characteristics, characterizations.
You're not wrong.
No, true. Question number 2. Where do you go in Stortford that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to secretly bury a piece of litter in Bishop Stortford. And then on the last one of my 12-mile challenge, as many people as want to can come and join me to try and find that piece of litter. So it's a secret piece of litter. It's a secret challenge. It's a bit like when they used, I think years ago, somebody buried a gold hair, was it? And people all around the country were trying to solve the clues to find the gold hair. Well, this will be the golden piece of litter. So that'll be my secret find, and whoever finds it will win a prize.
Are there any clues apart from the events?
It will be on the litter pick. It will be on the route of our 1 mile litter pick that we're doing near the Herts and Essex School, starting from the post box on Warwick Road by the Herts and Essex School. And the target date we have for that is at 1 p.m. on Saturday, the 21st of February. So please do join in for Litter Pick, make a contribution to Helping Hearts via the link that James is going to share far and wide. And then you can join in Hunt the Litter with Helping Hearts.
Excellent. What a lovely Willy Wonka-esque.
Yeah, it went a bit that way, didn't it?
Carrot there for people to
Who knew
to come and help find the golden litter and support Helping Hearts at the same time. Question number 3. Who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
Well, it's a bit like man of the match, and there are some honourable mentions. I'd love to honourably mention a few, if I may, and then hone in on my target. So an honourable mention has to go to Happy Dave, former mayor of Bishop Stortford, who is always prepared and reliable to help people out when they're in a spot of bother, right the way from making woodwork ramps for people that are disabled and can't get in and out of their house, to giving people mental health support, and just generally being a fantastic bloke. He's probably a great candidate for that. But also Graham Smith, who is spearheading the campaign to save Water Lane Hall, which is a superb community asset. And Graham and his team, the Friends of Water Lane Hall, are looking to make that into a community hub and a community venue right in the middle of town for exciting stuff to go on. But the winner is Richard Smith, not related to Graham. Richard Smith is another friend of mine, for some reason calling me right now. Anyway.
His ears are burning.
Now that is worrying. Richard, I'll call you back. But he is a trustee of Grove Cottage. He is the current treasurer of Bishop Stortford Rugby Club. He is a local magistrate. He has helped with volunteering. He's helped advise businesses. He is just an absolute fountain of knowledge. He's a superb communicator and a servant of our community who is totally modest about what he does, but really deserves some recognition. So, Richard, this is for you. And why are you ringing me?
All three of those we must get on the podcast at some point so we can share their story and shine a light on the work that they're doing. Jim, if you can put some pressure from your side
100%.
about getting them on, and we can then have a little conversation with them. Jim, again, where is the best place for people to follow along and support with what you're doing with Helping Hearts in February?
Helping Hearts is all one word, and Hearts, Herts, as in Hertfordshire, and helpinghearts.com is the website. So if you go to helpinghearts.com and then click on events, you can see all of the events coming up, including another one which is quite exciting, which I'm not going to do, which is called One More Lap, which is a 24-hour running competition for running clubs. Relays, you don't have to run yourself for 24 hours. It's not that bad, although quite mad, where you'll be running around the Hertfordshire County Showground. And we've been very fortunate to get their support to put that event on, which will be later on in the summer. So any teams, running clubs, those sort of people, and we're starting to see some interest. Some are starting to sign up, but please do get involved. If you like running, if you like exercise, if you like sport, there's loads of things going on. And there's other things that are coming up that you can find on helpinghearts.com/events. Even if you don't want to run yourself into the ground, you can do other things as well, which are a little bit gentle.
Hopefully involving cake.
Obviously. If I'm there, there will be cake.
That's a great tagline to have, Jim. Thank you so much for that. And best of luck with all of the rest of the events you got coming up throughout February. I hope you've got a sports massage lined up.
Do you know what? I haven't, actually. I'm
sure someone else. I'm sure someone out there will throw one your way, Jim, after hearing the efforts that you're putting your body through throughout February. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford podcast.
It's been a pleasure.
I really do appreciate it. Thank you. If you're out there and you've enjoyed this episode with Jim, the best way you can support us, the show, is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you're watching or listening to this, and then share it out on your social media, or show it to someone in town who maybe isn't on social media that might be interested in what's going on in Bishop Stortford. And if you've got a local legend, just like Jim, that we should feature next on the podcast, drop their name below and I can reach out and invite them to come along on the podcast so we can shine a light on the work that they're doing to make Bishop Stortford the town that it is. Again, Jim, thank you so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Thank you, James. Thank you for the invite. I've really enjoyed it.
No worries, Jim. Thank you.
This episode is brought to you by True Tone Media. If you want a podcast, testimonials, or a better way to tell your story, but you keep feeling stuck because video feels awkward or cringe, that's exactly what we fix. True Tone Media creates conversational video for your business without that cringe. If you know you need to produce content but don't know where to start, hit the link in the show notes and we can have a chat. Okay, back to the show.